Hello again, guys. Sorry for these technical problems, but no technical problems can stop us from the last part of our celebration of the World Usability Day 2023. Welcome again to the open panel discussion where we are with the experts in a free form without any like formal preparation and presentations or slides. We'll discuss what is the connection between the cooperation and the personal slash professional growth. Don't wait any like formal language or something like that. We all here friends, and we would like to make it a cozy chat with you. And also you can participate in this cozy chat because you have an access to the comments in the stream. So don't hesitate to ask any questions you would like to ask about the personal growth and cooperations and the link between them. So, but before we start, I would like to introduce you my co-host for today. It's this is all my friends. Maria Antonevich, designer here. All of them are from EPAM, so I would drop this line. So Maria Antonevich, the designer, Andrei Podsadny, lead designer, Andrei Martinovich, principal designer, and Stanislav Zelenkov, senior designer, here with us together, and me, your loyal servant, Dmitry Vanitsky, but you can call me Vanilla Thunder as you like. So guys, collaboration and cooperation. We heard a lot about it today, and thanks for our dear speakers for their great presentations. And but I think we're walking around one theme, one important theme: how to utilize the cooperation and collaboration in your personal evil interests. Like everything else is great. Like every collaboration technique that we described, it's good for making the process more efficient and your work more efficient. However, you as a human being would like to grow. And my question, like starting, like icebreaker here, what is like cooperation for you personally, and like how it's shown in your like day-to-day life, and maybe when the last time when you use collaboration to grow professionally. So anyone would like to start, or I would like start with the raising hands? Anyone? Or we'll start from the alphabet, guys.
Like in the school.
Yeah, Andre, that's good that you start to talk.
Okay.
You're up here.
Yep. So as for me, probably I divide collaboration by two ways. The first way is more native, maybe. Like it's when you are working on the project or somewhere with other your teammates, I mean with other designers, and you as a designer trying to investigate how other designers working, which tools they using, how they like concentrate, or how they gather other UX artifacts. As for me personally, when I just start working as a senior designer on my current project, and I also trying to find like not a keys but special techniques how my current design lead working, how he divide activities, how he presents a design for our stakeholders. It's like maybe for me it's the first way. The second way it's maybe more particular way when you need to achieve the results. So what I mean, it's when you're working with somewhere with you colleagues, but not a designer, somebody else, like data analyst, for example, and you need to you improve some pieces of your interface and so on, and you trying to like find the better solution. You want to set particular KPI and achieve the results. It's like maybe, as for me, it's working like these two ways, two simple ways.
Yeah. So basically, you utilize the collaboration of like extracting the best pieces of practice of other designers, and let's call it in a good way, stealing that to utilize in your
Right.
own work. Yeah. So it's like the in the Florence of 14th century, when someone worked with a more advanced master to just understand their skills, how they like do works, like do, I don't know, shoes or pictures or something like that. So when mm, uh, they learning by seeing like someone else doing that, yeah, and
Hmm.
thinking about how to make it even more efficient. That's a great story, Andre. I believe this is the best way to learn something. But maybe Maria can add here, or what's her thought on that?
Yeah, hi all. So from my side, I can add that for me, cooperation or collaboration, I of course support Andrei Andrei words, but for me, cooperation is the way when you can go outside your box. So, for example, I think everybody can stuck with the problem one on one, and it's really difficult to find solutions sometimes, and you just need to speak aloud about this problem to brainstorm some ideas. So as for me, I can go to my colleague designers or somebody else and just try to discuss it. So I think it would be great here to say that two brains are better than one. So
Yeah.
it's
So
I think mhm.
yeah, sorry, go on. I'm just want to sum
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I just wanted, yes, to add that I think that we even notice, but every day we have this collaboration and cooperation, and we really grow every day. We just can grow like this or like this, but it depends on the situation and on the case.
Yeah, so basically your focus on the collaboration and cooperation is to increase the processor speed of each individual, like combining them together in cluster. Yeah, that's also a great
Yeah.
thing. I believe we'll talk about that later. It's about like co-design or something like that. We will definitely cover this topic. Maybe Andre would also like, I believe he's looking at his notes and there is a lot to say about. Uh,
Not actually. This is just some thoughts. So, can we please elaborate on what would we call the collaboration?
yeah, that was my
Because
question. How you understand that? Like, because yeah,
yeah, because
everyone thinks about it.
in designers' mind, it's typically being perceived like co-creation, but it's never like that, I believe. And especially if it goes for another teams of the projects like BAs, product owners, it's mostly the procedure when people get together on one like board or something and they throw in their individual ideas, so eventually they will be like grouped or broken down or like affinity mapping, all this kind of stuff. um, so in this case, yeah, so it's absolutely a must on every project. Whole day of this conference tells about the story about that. My only concern is that there were mostly the success stories where like processes are in place, Jira is set, plannings are regular, and stuff like this. When there are wild times. It's not that helping, but still, my very recent project was not exactly like it was like told by previous guys. We didn't have Jira. We ran tasks through Coda. Therefore, we missed the chance to have unique IDs for every story. It was a pain, like to identify what we are talking about. There were lack of proper ways to organize files inside of Figma or Pages where the names were used, and therefore nobody like knew where to look at. So in this case, our collaboration was mostly for the feature discovery kind of processes, and sometimes for higher level of UX work like flow analysis or customer journey mapping, or maybe like audience segmentation. And this is where collaboration really helped. But when it goes for individual work over features, which happens inside of Figma, I believe that. So actually, I might pass even my word because I have lots to say on this topic later. Because whenever it's a collaboration inside of Figma files, there are some questions for how it happens. Does it really help? Where is the value and all of this kind
Yeah, we will definitely cover this topic the same time when we covered the core design. Okay, Stas, maybe you can cover up something, sum up about everything that we talk about.
Yeah, I actually wanted to go back a little bit. I really liked how Masha interpreted the collaboration as going outside of the box. And this is like how do you say it? This is a extroverted approach, right? I think I'm on a more introverted scale of designers, or maybe a gradient, if you will. And I was thinking that it could work if you like not going out of your box, but bring stuff in your box, like a hamster maybe, or something like that. So the way I see it is on my recent project, I'm working with a designer who has much more experience in like business related questions, I might say. So as more of an introvert myself, I really think a lot before I ask any questions. And so, like, so for it to be one shot instead of multiple. And then I'm just thinking, what could I ask to be able to do exactly the thing that this designer did? Yeah, so that's, I guess, my approach. And yeah, it's like we're talking about collaboration designers with another designers, but there's also a developer part of the team all the time. And mostly I enjoy and spend a lot of time collaborating with the developers. This is actually helping me to understand what are my like limitations as a designer on the project, what can be implemented, what can't. And the most awesome part is that when you're actually asking about how could we tackle this particular task, when you ask this kind of questions to your developer team, sometimes they can come up with ideas that you just simply hadn't thought about. That's very valuable. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so for now, I can see only like benefits of collaboration and cooperation in your professional growth. Sorry, Andrei, but your examples were related just to product collaboration, and sometimes it's really not that efficient as it described. However, for the personal growth, I believe this is the most efficient way to learn from someone or to expand your own mindset, to like clusterize all the minds together in some conscious, or even use the role models and to expand your knowledge about something, expand the knowledge about the domain. However, this is like vanilla future, like vanilla, no, not even future, vanilla situation when everyone's goes okay and it's so cool. However, this is like, it has some different side of the coin, like growth, because the growth is great, yeah, but sometimes I believe we can be hostage of this growth. For me, example, I'm really afraid to start stopping growing, because in the modern times, like this time gives no chance to stop. Like otherwise you will fall, like otherwise you will be the last experienced designer because everyone's running away from you. But at the same time, this mindset brings additional pressure on you, because like this is all eyes on you approach. Like everyone looks at you, and from when your like title grows and your experience grows, you like switching gears from pushing yourself to grow than others pushing yourself to grow, because in my opinion, everyone thinks that you are like super expert. You need to show it, like show your level, like push yourself in harder to get the results. And at the same time, this whole situation gives me no chance to trust someone other things, like share responsibilities or like a fame, let's say. How you handle these credit score for other people, or you would like to comment on something I said before, feel free to do that.
So actually, I have a follow-up question on what you've just shared. So for me, you are the person of like in design discipline. So my admiration for your skills, because for me, you are a person who is always on the cutting edge of anything. Like you are using the most sophisticated approaches. So kudos to you. Where is collaboration in your world and in your personal growth?
Interesting. I didn't expect that. I didn't write it down in the script. So that's interesting stuff. So in more or less the same as guys already mentioned, I inject some of the stories from a previous life in our discussion. However, I really like to learn something from others, like to understand how they do work, how to make it more efficient, and like to steal something from them. But yeah, this is I believe it's a great way to collaborate. And also, I note that it's hard to do that. It's hard to. It became even harder during the pandemic, when we all got remoted and everything's got collaborated, like all the tools, all the like methods of collaboration, they became like online. Yeah, but in the same time, we lost this kind of personal attachment, and I believe that it's hard to make a good collaboration right now, because like everything is like pictures, and for now, and you can't really hit the person to attract his attention. So yeah, I believe this is my part of the collaboration. Like, but what about the growth, like, and the trust for other people, just to expand your growth with this collaboration?
So maybe I could answer here, because I
Andrei.
started this. When it goes for learning from others, so collaboration is a good tool for doing that. I wouldn't call that collaboration then.
Why is that?
Because collaboration is when you everybody is putting his part inside of something which is bigger. So actually, you are jumping into a workshop or any session. For example, this is my opinion. So I'm not. So as we have a panel discussion, so we're just sharing our minds. So collaboration is when everybody contributes, and something like being integrated from inputs of every participant, and then something new being born. So when you learn from somebody, you're just kind of witnessing magic, right? So you are not contributing your part. So it might be called like collaboration learning, but still, for me, it sounds like it still misses your contribution. So you are kind of taking mostly.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we're talking about the focus of that. So it's interesting how we describing the collaboration, because everyone here is understand it as how we can take from others, like how we can like make ourselves more efficient and competitive specialists. But what about the giving, well, not taking but giving also? Because this is interesting story, because this is also cooperation when you are not like trying to make yourself like in a good shape, but also trying to make others more like professionally competitive or something like that. Any thoughts?
This is a good point, yeah, to ask the other participants. What do you think? What is collaboration then?
Andrei, don't be so shy.
Well, because I heard you and trying to imagine situation. You told like collaboration and not when you something trying to take, and also what you would like to give everybody. And I know that you the last time shared a lot of tons of information like YouTube videos, podcasts, some blogs, and so on. And as for you, for your site, it should be like you need to have more motivation to do that. And but what if what you take from others, guys, you just share it for everybody, right? It's absolutely free and everybody can take it, learn, and so on. But what it give you for you personal? What you think about that?
Let's.
So
Yes. Sorry.
it's a question for me, right? First of all, for me,
Dmitry, right?
So I could answer collaboration. For me, one of the criteria of it is that it's synchronous process. It happens simultaneously for all the participants, mostly. So there could be offline collaboration, like people answer to some thread in Discord, in email, whatever. So, but it's actually like, it's also collaboration. I wouldn't call it very typical. Collaboration mostly being perceived like something happening right here, right now, with all the participants online. When it goes
we
for
are
sharing,
here to expand this this view.
So we are collaborating to find the truth, or maybe to come up with kind of aligned vision of the benefits, maybe, of collaboration, and maybe some recommendation, right? So when it goes for sharing some knowledge or experience, first of all, it's mostly offline part. So rarely, there could be participants of some event they hear, but actually the collaboration is almost like not happening because they are mostly listening. This is that taking. But if to take it asynchronously, so when I, for example, try to share my experience contributing to the community, to learning of others, to the design discipline, for me, I'm still taking back something, but it's not happening exactly right here, right now, right? And this does not play, I would say, to the common goal, because it's not a secret that any person who is sharing his experience or learn or teach somebody, I wouldn't call myself a teacher, but still somebody learn from you. You are sharing the knowledge and experience, and kind of people get it, take it from you. But what you get back is something different. It's not about teaching, right? It's not new information. So the one who is sharing this experience typically is about to either build his brand or increase his visibility and authority in the community. Maybe elaborate on some topic, hoping that it will be pushed further. For example, Dmitry shares some framework. Hopefully somebody who hears that will get to him and help him to make a next step in developing of this framework. But this is the example of collaboration of more kind of commonly used understanding, but I don't believe it happens very much. So that examples of you, Andrei, I believe it's still not a collaboration. So this is my
I disagree. But first, I will in the second. However, I would like to ask Maria or Stas, what can push you back from the collaboration? We talked about the benefits of it. However, it's not constantly happening, as Andrei mentioned. Maybe you have some examples when the collaboration could happen, but you pushed it back some way or another. Maria, you're next.
Okay. I just wanted to let Stas to begin. Okay, so I really have a not best example, not positive example. So for me, red flag maybe in the collaboration, for example, when you have a co-worker on your project, another designer, and even if you are leading him or her, no matter. If you need to do the work instead of this person, it is a red flag for me. For example, if this person is low motivated, so you are trying to collaborate, but you have one goals and other person has maybe another goals, and for me it's not success. And you can give 1-2 chances to this person, but if it doesn't work, so I think you need just to stop collaboration. And I had experience like this.
Yeah, so this exactly what Andrei was talking about when when it's two people like investing in something and get the results together. If I think in your case and in every case, the growth, collective growth, like even it's a mentoring, training, courses, no matter what, it's also a collaboration. It's also a collaboration because everyone gets together. The mentor would like to teach you something, and you as a mentee can take it, and everyone gets what they want. This is the first part of collaboration on Andrew's question. And you're exactly right, because if one person would not have the motivation to collaborate, you shouldn't force him to this, because otherwise you will like leave it super empty-handed. But let's hear Stas. Maybe he has some also examples of what like collaboration can happen, but he pushed back.
Yeah, that's actually fair what Masha have said. I'm not sure if I have something meaningful to add extra on top of that, but I got a question. We were talking right now about collaboration as something that brings value. Value. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So my question is there a collaboration without any value?
No, I don't think so. Every but basically this is like some Buddha approach. Every action has its own purpose. Like even if you wouldn't do something, if you are like doing less, it's also had a purpose. When you're not doing the collaboration, it also has a purpose. So basically your question is like everything has some kind of value in your life and in your purpose, but maybe you can be more specific in your question. Like do we have sometimes do the collaboration without any value in the focus, like something free or pro bono, or about that?
I guess it's not what I was going to. I guess you've got it right that every one of us have like different understanding of what value is for them, and my answer to like when you shouldn't collaborate is simple. If you don't see or feel any value, you just stop. That's about it.
Oh, Andrei, you suddenly become a circle. However,
I'm sorry, give us a second.
No worries. We will discuss something without you a little bit. This is, I was just thinking about when people can have the opportunity to collaborate, even if he or she understands that it will bring a great benefit for him, but he pushed back and said, no, I wouldn't do that. It's because maybe because he or she thinks if he jumps into this collaboration that someone will understand or knows that he sucked. Like, okay, can work together with some more experienced designer, but I won't do that because I'm not too experienced for him or
have you experienced such thing?
I will answer this question,
so
but
tricky.
before that, maybe it's so tricky. But maybe Andrei, if you start talking, do not stop, please.
So no, I just just want to say why people don't want to collaborate if they know they will be recognized and so on. Maybe it's the answer is like pretty simple. They don't have enough motivation, or like personal things, like something happened in the family, they don't have enough motivation, and also they consider collaboration like extra work, not when you trying to approve something or achieve the results. It's like, it looks like when you work with under pressure. It's not looks like a simple collaboration with him.
But what I'm talked about is more like imposter syndrome. When you think like, okay, this is a great opportunity for me, but I won't do that uh, because this person will understand that I'm not experienced and thinks bad about me. These kind of ants in our hands that talk those shit in our heads, like something like that. Um, I believe, and I have an experience with people that think that way, and it's a real problem. Maybe Marshall, you would like to tell how you handle your ants in your head.
Yeah, so I would like to start with the phrase that if people, if person does nothing, so this person will not get some mistakes in her or
Yeah,
his life.
afraid of mistake.
So
Yeah.
yes, as afraid to mistake,
cool.
and why we are afraid to make these mistakes, because unconsciously we are afraid of not meeting someone's expectations. We are afraid to be rejected by somebody. It's in our head. It's problem in our head. It's some kind of psychological side of this phenomena.
Mm-hmm.
You need to
Yeah.
have your personal box with your mistakes.
And
So
say,
you just need to do something. Just do
Mhm.
something and not be afraid. It's sometimes it's really simple, because, for example, today I was afraid to go to this meeting too, but I did this, and I'm here.
I think
Speaking with
it's a
you.
fight in your head. Like, maybe I
Yes.
won't go, but I already. You had yeah, you had the vision that we are waiting for you, and that's why you also come back, come to us. But my question is to Andre. Have you ever have you ever think about person, or he or she sucked? I like hate someone for that. Do you have any kind of way, because people are afraid of it, but I think it's irrational.
Could
Do
you
you
could you
have
highlight which Andre are you
you
addressing to? Oh, okay.
you
Yeah, so I would probably try to support the previous kind of topic with. I think that you are totally correct, and I typically face it in real life. The most obvious reason for people to not to collaborate is the lack of self-confidence. They just not sure that they will be heard. And moreover, I'm also a human. I could say for myself that whenever I'm working with the people who are considering, constantly ignoring my opinion, or kind of doesn't hear or consider arguments I'm bringing, so next time I would think twice, should I get to them and collaborate. So typically it becomes very formal communication, like, hey, would you please review, thank you very much, stuff like this. But collaboration is never happening after a couple of tries. Yeah, so actually I worked with several, so sometimes I work with people in a team being kind of in charge. I'm guilty for sometimes avoiding collaboration with
okay.
person who is not that kind of. So whenever you think that, hey, what's better, to do it by yourself or to spend a couple of days talking and collaborating? So whenever you are facing the deadlines or some pressure from stakeholders, I'm guilty for making a choice to do it quicker by myself without collaboration. But I'm trying my best to kind of to fix it and be a better person. It's just never happens, or not never, like
No.
not that much happens.
And no, Andrew, it's exactly what I talked before, a little before. It's I had the same problem, because I have a lack of trust to people. Not the lack of trust, maybe, but you know, you need to earn that. You need to give me something that I can trust you, like give me some facts that you're a cool professional and I can trust you with something. And this is a bad thing, I believe, because because you are missing this opportunity to make people I don't know, to lost people interest. Yeah, you lost people interest in you. So I believe we can work together on that. And that's cool.
Let's start
Now I really
collaborating.
want to ask one question, guys.
Yeah.
So let's imagine that you are collaborating with someone, doesn't matter. They show motivation. They show that they're willing to follow you. They were willing to give some input, but they do suck. What you gonna do with this?
Kill him.
No. Whoa. We can't say that out loud. No. Basically, work. I had this example. It's really interesting one, because the person showed the motivation that he's like, okay, guys, let's not okay, guys. Can you please review my work and to give me some advices on that? However, after like first iteration of critic session, there's no changes in there. After second, more detailed review in this work, the same work with the same mistakes, no respond to the critics. And in these cases, you understand that in front of you, it's not a person who wants to change and to become better. He just wants, I don't know what, because he plays in this collaboration. He plays his role, like, I'll ask for feedback, but I'll ignore it because I think otherwise. This is the main interesting fact about the handling the critics, because without it, I believe, without the acceptance of critics, it won't be any growth, any your professional growth. But it's really hard even for me to accept this one. Maybe you have some pro tips how to handle the critics.
It's also I'd like to highlight, like, it's very important not what you are talking about, but how you're talking about. As I can say what I said, and you see the reaction. And also when you collaborate with your mates, you need to be attention what you say him and how he need to do that. For example, you can do a simply pretty design review, and your participant didn't understand the gaps, and you can say, so please, you can find some new approaches and so on. It's if you talk like this one, it's very general, like he didn't understand particular step. But if you see that your participant didn't understand, or when you face with him to the next time he didn't achieve the result, you need to deeply dive in your process and understand how you're talking. Maybe you miss something, maybe something it's not connection with his or his skill, something like that. It's also very important to consider all aspects.
Okay, Masha, you raised your hand. It's interesting. It's not a Teams. You can't push the button and raise your hand. So,
I just wanted to add that we need to not forget to not be a babysitters for these people. So we don't need to be very, very detailed in our, for example, tasks, or we don't need to say them detailed how to do something, because sometimes it will be not good for us as leaders. I don't know. So
But Maria, how you handle the critics? So you are talking from one point of view, but from the other side of the table, when you invest a lot of your efforts in some work and someone gives you some piece of critics that you really don't like to hear, but it's true, it's an opportunity to grow. How you handle this situation, how you understand that it's just words but I can transform them into steps of my professional growth.
By the way, I'm not afraid of critics. Of course,
that's
sometimes
cool.
it's not.
Moving forward.
Yeah, it's not. It's it's
Can you
not
show
so
us something?
pleasant to...
We will throw something in.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I was not prepared for this. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not afraid of critics, and I think it's some kind of maybe your professional growth when you really understand that the critics is not. It's not regarding yourself, but it's just like about your mock-ups and so on. And you just do your work. And of course, if the critic is constructive and justified, it's great. But if I got some really weird ideas, I just can say, "Oh, thank you for the idea," but here is the designer. Here is it's me, so I will offer some maybe more better ideas for you. So you just need to a credit of trust from the team, and it helps.
But you also mentioned that you need to separate yourself from your work.
Yeah.
That is that you receive feedback from. Okay, this is a great piece of advice, but it's always interesting how everyone. Okay, yeah, that's a good advice. However, they don't follow it because they don't know how to separate yourself from your work, because this is part of me. I just did it with my own hands. How I can separate myself when someone like bullying my child, I will like I'll punch in the face. So okay, Andrew, maybe you have something to say about that.
I believe that Andrei Podsadny was raising a hand. Yeah.
No one. Yeah. No one can see how I push the finger in the monitor. So yeah, Andrei. But
yeah, probably my question was for Maria and for how she faced with like critics, and like Maria, you all have enough of experience in design, and I really believe when you made something like in the design perspective and then present it for stakeholders, you can face the situation when they suggested something to you, but in that case I do believe you trying to do all of your best. You can like make a best solution for your personal experience. And is it difficult for you to face with this resistance?
It depends on the situation, of course, and it depends on the, I think, stakeholders with whom you work, because sometimes you can for example, conduct some usability testing, or I don't know, to discuss with somebody else some solutions, so on. And I remember the example from Dima when she, yes, one day. So Dima, I remember when you said that you sold a solution, and the people even didn't realize that they bought this solution.
Yeah.
So I think it's just about the credit of trust. Yeah. So it's not so difficult sometimes to prove your ideas to stakeholders. I don't know. It's just I even don't know how to answer your question.
It's just like easygoing feedback.
Yeah.
Taking it and processing. But some people, it's really hard because they're like can't separate themselves.
That's
Stas,
actually yes. I wanted to jump in. So you were talking about separating yourself from your work like it's nothing, but
no.
it's like it's a commonly known advice. It is everywhere, every like book article, whatever. Everyone says you should separate yourself from your work. It's like two different entities. But as a designer, I know stuff, right? I can do stuff, and I always try to do my best with the stuff that I know or I can do. So it's not always easy to separate myself from the work itself. just because I put some effort. I did like researches, spent time, whatever, on this. Yeah, it's in my personal opinion, if a designer, no, I should rephrase it. It is most likely not gonna happen, but you're gonna separate yourself from your job completely, from your work. I'm sorry. Yeah. So.
Mhm. It's by the way, let's step. Thank you, Dmitry Sobolev, for the comment that main requirement is that feedback should be framed, not be framed in a bossy style. So yeah, it's I definitely agree with that. When someone comes to you and say, "Hey, your work suck. You need to do this and that," it's you definitely will push back on this person. But if someone will say, oh, okay, and why you did that, and why you did that, maybe some reasoning behind that, or why you haven't thought about this and that, like in more advisory way. But what Stas said was like pushed me to the thought that yeah, no one knows how to separate yourself from your feedback. It maybe it will eventually come to this point, but I have an advice for that. I have really painful like feedback taking when someone says, even in this kind and fluffy and kitten style feedback from me, I can reimagine it like what they actually say, that this is suck. And I really become angry, and for myself and for this person. But my question, or not question, my advice is to stay calm at least 3 days, not do with the feedback nothing if the time like gives you this opportunity, not to react on this feedback like 3 days or 2 days before you actually realize that this person like to help you, like to make your product better, your job better, because you can benefit from this feedback. You can do what the person says. If it's good, you take all the credits. So no, not even mention this person and not even say thank you for them, because this is like a free advice. Not like for any money you can do your job better.
Yeah, right. Designers are people with a huge sense of self-reflection. Don't forget that.
And then Olga Mans just said that agree on 100% with Stas that eventually you will separate you from your work. I believe this is the reference for that. So yeah, this is the great shit. Just continue. It's like quitting smoking. You need to continue trying this. Even you have a breakdown or something like that. Uh, it's not the reason to drop this idea. Okay, guys, but yeah, moving forward to something that Andre mentioned earlier, like I note that when you start your career, it's really now it's really easy to learn from others, because there is a lot of materials around you and a lot of people who would like to help. You just need to overcome your imposter syndrome and walk to the person and take what he would like to give. However, from your level growth, your focus is changing from taking to giving. Yeah, it's what we're talking about. And uh, this is my comment from the previous Andre thoughts. What people can take from the collaboration on the advanced level. For example, I really admire our work with Andre on the pre-assessments inside of the EPAM, when we evaluate people, talk with them, and define the people's gaps. I also know that Andrei Pansadny wrote an article about the product management and the introductory to product management, let's say. And I constantly get the feedback from third-party persons about Maria and Stanislav performance on the projects when they come over their hats, and it's super great performance. And what motivates people, like not do this extra mile, do this collaboration to increase the efficiency work, because it will be totally okay if we won't have this, but we do. Yeah, we do that. And why? What do you think, Andre M?
So you're asking about co-design, right?
I'm not asking about the co-design. I'm asking about your motivation to do the extra.
Oh,
why you're doing the extra collaboration when you said you get nothing, but I believe you do.
I said that sharing experience is not exactly the collaboration, for my opinion. But still, I'm doing that because just I want to contribute, and sometimes it's really fun. Kind of fun times when you just prepare something, get some feedback from our audience, and maybe then later find that it helped somebody to make some step in his career, or maybe inspired people to some actions. Sometimes it happens very, very kind of distant in time, like a couple of years since. I already forgot about some kind of sharing, but somebody says that, hey, I saw you there. It helped me to understand something, and it's really, really great. Extra mile. Typically, it's just a boredom, I guess, because
I have nothing to do. Let's make like 20 pre-assessment sessions. Why not? Why not? I have time.
It's almost like that. Because if you just find yourself in a chain of meetings day by day and nothing actually each day, like Groundhog Day, and repeatedly like breakfast, stand up, planning, lunch, review, design something, and it's just like a month of such days. When you could switch to some different kind of activity of a different kind, like sharing or collaborating or extra miling even within the project, like breaking this routine. For me, it's really a chance to kind of to refresh my view and thoughts.
Okay. And what about Andre P?
Well, maybe the reason why I did that, it's like I really want to take a badge on our hero portal. No, it's like joke. Never mind.
But
why, so it's like almost like why do you want to work in our company? For money.
Yeah.
For money. Yeah, for money. But
So,
yeah, we work for money, but the extra mile, there's no payment for that.
yeah.
I don't know something, because I haven't paid for this particular event. If you guys do, please contact me. I have some questions to ask. So sorry, Andre.
Yeah, the reason is like pretty simple, because I like it. I really feel the pleasure while I did that. So, and also my guys from my resource pool, they requested me, and Ray, what you did, what you was the first step when you start like managing your team. And as for me, it's also like additional trigger to do something. And I don't want to like to learn everybody step by step what I already did. As for me, it's simple to write the topics and then share it with everybody. You can like find the necessary information here. Please consider that, and so on. If you have any additional question, yeah, we can discuss on our one-to-one meetings. Like it's maybe the simple answer is it's a people.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Thank you. Maria, Stas, do you like to add something here?
Yeah, I would like to add that when you're sharing some expertise with somebody, for me, it's like make up your mind regarding some topic. It's some kind when you are putting things in right places. And even if you need to do the same work with somebody else. So, for example, I had an experience when we had a group of contributors, designers, and I was leading them regarding conducting research. And we conducted plenty of interview sessions, but not all of them had this experience before. And for me, it was really a pleasure to give them some guides, to give them this expertise from my side. And it really helped me to grow like in my soft skills like a leader, but at the same time in this, for example, interview topics, just because I really make up my mind again, just step by step.
Okay. Stanislav, maybe you would like to add also?
I guess you guys covered it all. There's also Dmitry in the chat. He also nailed it.
That's why I also would like to mention Dmitry, but discuss everything before that, because Dmitry wrote, you learn to become a better mentor by teaching someone, like it's a two-way process. Yeah. So, however, I would like to push this thought even further, because why do you need to become a better mentor? Why you need to teach someone? And this is the what we discussed before, like 20 minutes, like to this moment. I think it's a long-term investments in these extra mile activities, even if you don't see the outcome right now, like in this particular moment, like you just think that you're giving someone but not receiving it. Just wait, and you will find yourself in the situation when you learn something from the person you teached. This is like in long-term investment in your own education, because the person that you educated will be more mature in this place, and he will discover something that you even not imagining. And also you, as Andre also mentioned, you can educate people to work less, because if they will be more efficient, they will do all the things for you, and this is great, and you can teach more people and spend even less time and efforts. Okay, guys, maybe you have any questions related to this topic, or we can move a little further. Okay, and then I have something really interesting to cover. The collaboration versus competition. I really like this thought. Like, for your personal growth, what is the best motivator from your perspective, guys? Stas, let's start with you before all the thoughts were discussed.
Okay, so basically the competition for me is kind of a stressful thing, but I must admit that this is the only thing that got me to where I'm already. So
you're talking about the competition.
Yes, I'm talking about the competition. So just by competing subtly, I wasn't going to the streets and say, hey, you're my rival now, let's go do some designing. Yeah, so but still I was watching, I was looking at the people, not necessarily designers, but the thought of them succeeding, pushing their limits, I might say, to learn more, to be someone better every day. That motivates me a lot, but it also gave a lot of pressure. And I've noticed that recently I'm straying from it. So it's not a healthy way to progress, in my opinion. So it does give you that push, it does give you that value, but it's not really healthy. And I guess right now I'm interpreting the progress, if I'm already starting this one, as an I don't know, clicking plus button in some RPGs. So when I feel ready with my current knowledge about the subject, I can tackle some challenge. If I completed it the way I envision it, that means I leveled up myself.
So you're competing with yourself. it's
Yes,
more
right
healthy
now.
from your previous from your past, like, hey Stas, from past you suck, and right now I'm super motivated expert here. Yeah, that's a cool way to growth with a competition with yourself. And can you say that basically competition is the way to collaborate? Yeah, that's the end. Dot. Competition is the way to collaborate.
In some way, it kind of is, but I would like to refer to them both as an instruments. So both competition is an instrument, and the collaboration is an instrument. It's just two different ones. So it's like a shovel and I don't know, a pickaxe. So you wouldn't like dig a hole with a pickaxe, right?
Why is that? Where you living? So if you combine the shovel with an axe, you will get the hackathon. Yeah, the competition in the collaboration. That's great. Mary, maybe you want to add something. How you feel about the competition?
I think that I feel that so good as Stas. I prefer cooperation more than competition, to be honest. Maybe because I faced some not best examples in my life when people just like ready to go over someone's heads to
just to get the badge. Yeah.
yes.
Past experience.
And I don't really like this experience. I prefer to cooperate with people and to do not be a competitor for someone and to do not compete with somebody. But I like the Stas idea to compete with yourself. It's a good choice, I think. It's better than to compete with somebody else.
Yeah. I have all these thoughts that you have, like, compete with yourself, do not like compare yourself with others, and I give those advices for people. But on my honest year, when I have like a year of honesty for myself, I just understand that I'm so competitive. Like, I'm like super competitive. Andre, I was just passing assessment because you were passing the assessment. Yeah, I just looked at, okay, Andrew passed the assessment, I also need to do that. Because I like, it's something inside that drives me in the cooperation versus competition. I believe in my internal demon, competition wins, like a fuel to drive me. But what about you?
But it's the way like as you grow. Yes, it's the motivation for you. It's not bad
Yeah,
that
it's
you
not
look.
that I'm gonna stab someone in the dark corner just to get over him in the race or something like that. Sometimes the people, they just don't know that they're competing with me or I competing with them. It's like running faster than a car on the street. Like, the drivers even know, not even competing with you, but you are like running all of your legs. Yeah, but okay. So maybe you have something to add in this topic, Andre.
So yeah, I believe that in your case it's well balanced, because my true belief is that highly.
Hello, little guy.
Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Well, highly competitive people are the worst collaborators, because these are the guys who are like breaking other speeches, arguing for their own opinion the most and stuff like this, because their competitiveness doesn't allow them to accept that their opinion might be not correct or less valued than the others. So then I would say, then in your case, even though you are competitive in a positive or constructive manner, right? So hopefully. But what I know about you is like that.
I haven't showed people a lot, like, but inside of me there was always like a war that I like saw people doing something, and it drives me, pushes me not to stop. This is something that I highlighted just in the beginning, because I have a problem. I can't stop growing because around me people also growing, and I'm like, okay, if I stop, I will just lie here and everyone forgets like about me, and I'll go go in the time. Andre, you can like wrap up this conversation about competition versus cooperation with those thoughts.
Yeah, guys, you absolutely covered all
Mm-hmm.
things. As for me, it's also difficult to face with situation where I need to be competitive with somebody, especially, for example, in my team. But I consider that all just like a way to boost myself in my career prospect. For example, I can see for you, Dmitry, how you write in your like blogs, how you manage your own activity, and trying also like uh, to transform myself and trying to do also write something or like push myself to do something and improve my skills, not only like from design perspective, also for managing skills and so on. When you consider other designers, you can find really a ton of useful information, which
Mm-hmm.
works like
Fuel.
yeah, fuel for yourself. You're right.
Yeah, that's great. The great thought to wrap up this. We also like promised to cover the topic of the core design, co-creation or something like that. Because Andre, I believe, waiting for this moment just to say that this is the shit's gonna work. Yeah, maybe we can spend a couple of minutes on that. Like, what have you ever experienced this activity, like co-creation or co-design? Andrew, you can start. Okay, let's
So
do it.
actually, um, how to say it politely and not to shock anybody. I don't believe in co-creation. So I don't believe in. Let me clarify this. I believe in working over the same file. I believe even in
Mm-hmm.
working on the same page inside of design tool. I believe in
Mm-hmm.
working on the same Mira board or any kind of board. But if it goes for creation of a piece of design, like thinking over the composition, the visual solution, the details. Like I never seen the designers except for promo adverts of Figma. Like one is coloring the button, the other is making the roundings, and the third one is writing the text.
I
So
saw it only in a promo of Figma, I
yeah.
believe.
But in this kind of co-design, I don't believe. I believe that designer mind requires silence and that blank canvas when you could think everything through and then maybe iterate with somebody improving that. But whenever
Uh,
you are like drawing a line, it's the last thing you'll ever wanted, that somebody will like break inside, drag it out the other side, and push something like the circle over it.
in these promo videos that never showed what people say in this case, and I believe
Yeah,
because
indeed.
yeah, someone just coloring the button, someone drawed it up, and the one person is, what the hell is going on, guys? This is total chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe someone else has different experience with that, because uh, basically I share the opinion here in this particular case. However, I have a case when it works, but maybe you guys have something. Yes, Tess.
Yeah. So in my EPAM career, I had exactly one case where we, as a designers team, we did some co-design, and it was like a very time limiting situation. We had like what 3 to 4 days, something like that, to come up um, with a pre-sale presentation for the customer. And the way it worked, we obviously, there was a lead designer who coordinated us and tackled the communication with the customer on the project. So he basically delivered all the stuff that we did. And each one of us, I think there were 3 of us working on the designs in itself. And on top of that, there was a lead. So basically, everyone did their own thing. So the one person did like just basic visuals. The other person created like a UI kit for it, and I was wrapping it up into like how do you say it? Interactive presentation, let's say. So some interaction design. Yeah, and I think we succeeded. I mean, we solved the project, but so the whole team rotated out, and it ended up not at all the thing that we sold to the customer, but still it brought some value.
Yeah, so basically this is the positive way of co-design and co-creation. Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe maybe someone else. Yeah. No. Yeah. I just experienced this one, but before EPAM, we worked at the product company, and we have a lot of like it was an ecosystem of the products, and there was a small team of the designers, and we have like these co-creation sessions, but they were not related to the work, because as Maria mentioned in the first place, we can collaborate to expand our knowledge by using the brain of other people, and we have these creative like creative exercises when we are standing in front of the whiteboard, and we together creating the doodle of the day. Like we have like 16 or 19 of these days, like constantly doodling with each other, together on one huge doodle. I have collections of them, and it was truly interesting experience. It's not related to the product, so nothing was nothing was really ruined for the customer or something like that. So it's like harmless thing, but it helped us to understand each other better inside of the team, and gives the perspective that basically, if you want to team build, if you want to know your team better, the best way to do that is I don't know the English word for that. Teamwork. Okay. In the Russian it says совместное делание. So you need to make something together, like from the A point to point B, to understand who is who. And it's really good advice which I used in our in my like management life. Okay, guys, I believe we already out of time, but let's wrap it up. Let's see if we have some unaddressed question. I believe Olga said that the job is right for a person when it gives an excitement and willingness to take the extra mile. Super wise words. I will grab it on the plate in front of my door. I like to share my screen with the designers and discuss what I'm doing. And during this discussion, born good ideas, because you receive feedback right now. So this is, thanks Artyom for this example. I think it's a great example for, it's like super quick iterations. Like you don't complete your work on 100%, but you receive the feedback and iterate in a sonic blast. And the last one from Dmitry. I believe that if your roles are somehow different, this could work. For instance, if the UI designer works in a layout and the content designer works for a UX copy at the same time. Sorry, I disagree here. I believe I always on the events, I always see when some group of people like working together, even on offline events in the design spot in our community, I see the pictures when people sitting around on the round table and everyone opens their notebooks and everyone's staring in the notebook. And I think, why, guys? Why? This is offline event. Why are you using your notebooks, guys? I don't believe. I agree with Andre that this couldn't work 100%. But I believe that if you put aside everything that can like draw your attention away, I think this could help you to understand the people you are doing this. And as I said, maybe you have something to add here on any question, guys. Masha, Andrei, Stas, Andrei.
I really like the idea of Artem. It
Mhm.
was maybe my first answer to the first question. So it's really good practice when you just go to some group of designers, for example, and we have on our internal projects every week, I think 2 meetings where we can share our designs, and it's really great collaboration and cooperation because sometimes you even couldn't imagine the idea which somebody can offer you on this meeting. So it's I think it's one of the perfect way to collaborate with somebody
Artyom
Okay.
comments
and to
remind
grow.
me like approach when you're trying to fail fast. You have
Oh,
some
yeah.
ideas, you need to collaborate and iterate, but in that case, you also need to know where you should stop that.
Uh, you better fail fast in front of the people that you trust. Now, like, but not in front of the stakeholders. Yeah, you better
Yeah.
fail fast in your team, but not in front of the stakeholders. That's a good advice. Andre, maybe you have some like wrapping up thoughts on our discussion or anything to add. Yeah, you.
Yeah, for the fail fast indeed. So it goes back to that self-confidence. Are you kind of brave enough to fail in front of other people, not inside of your violet room? Like, so to wrap it up. I'm seeing questions in chat, so I could just quickly reply that indeed. So if the question, if the roles are different, it might work. But like Dima said, there are some cases when but it will not. So for example, if it's UX copy, you are kind of making some layouts, and somebody throws in that block of text which completely blows everything off, and you didn't even had a chance to think things till the end how it might work. So when it goes for creation of layouts, designs, comps, whatever, I would kind of vote for get your hands off my designs. You could throw comments in, maybe. I hate comments in Figma. I've seen teams working over comments in Figma. I know that some use this approach, but I'm personally kind of not a huge fan of it because it's hard to track, it's hard to iterate. It's very so the only projects who could allow themselves to do so and have kind of luxury to have distant intervals between feedback and the application of this feedback, these projects might really survive with this. But if it's fast, if you need to do it quickly, it's better to have a call and just talk things through. So this is the wrap up, I guess.
Okay,
Hopefully.
thank you. Stas, maybe you have something to add.
I don't think so, but there's another question.
Yeah, there is another
from
question I
Katarina.
would like to highlight. Could you share any tips or methods exist to improve cooperation between a entire team and stakeholder with an authoritarian leadership style? Authoritarian, sorry. Yeah, have problems. I'm from Belarus with this word. I have some psychological wound on that. So, no, but basically, Kate, this is more like a facilitation tricks.
Very good question.
Yeah, it's a very good question, but it's we talk here about like cooperation, or it's the what it means, like tired team, it's like constantly tired, or like tired on the workshop, like, oh my gosh, it's 3 hours we are in front of this board. Let's talk about, yeah, it's like a constantly
it's like
tired.
born tired, right?
Yeah, born tired, demotivated. Yeah. Yeah, my account manager has really really great advice for me. Sometimes when you rotate people, even like if there is no need for that, it can bring additional value to the product, just in case of the someone new came to it, some new thoughts or something like that. But I have no tips or methods, just from the top of my head. Maybe you guys, how you work with the tired teams. Just don't tell me that your team is not tired. Like,
I could share my experience. So I'm kind of, my name is Andrei, and I'm tired. My team is tired.
Welcome, Andrei.
Welcome, Andrei.
So, yeah, I would like to share my experience. So it's not that much you could do under this authoritarian person within his wishes or bands of like authority. So if he wants you to do something and struggle under his authority, you will attend these meetings, you will do what he told you to do, and that's it. The only chance for you, I guess, is to find the way to do something else without him that might eventually impress him and build more trust to your team, to that tired team. So actually, so if to picture that this in mind, it's like you are sitting tired with this guy, but then when meeting is over, you just kind of get together, make some retrospective of how you struggled, and then somebody says, hey, let's do something great together without that boring guy. And you start creating, maybe playing, having fun, and maybe come up with some great ideas. And eventually one day will come, it's almost like a movie scenario, like the day will come when this authoritarian person will try to suggest some meeting agenda, and you will say, hey, stop, we have something to show you. And it will kind of be a happy end and the sunset.
So Katerina, the best advice that we can give you is to exclude authoritarian leadership from this meeting and have fun with the team to increase their engagement. And after that, came up with a brilliant idea that took the breath out of authoritarian leadership and make them more democratical one. That's a great advice. Thank you. Thank you, guys, for doing that. And I believe we can wrap up the session then. Thank you very much for joining this panel discussions. I have a great time with you, and I have a lot to think about this night. Thank you for the sleepless night one more time, just to think about how I use cooperation and how we will use it tomorrow. So thank you very much for all the viewers who watched us on the different platforms. You can still leave the comments and we will try to address them afterwards. Thank you and have a nicest evening then. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Happy to see you.
Bye.
Bye.